So this is a story of my doe that I got that I'm calling G.I. Jane. And I know typically does aren't exciting. They're not the big buck. But this story I thought was pretty interesting to share. It's the only kill that I've had this year. But man, I really waited till the end of the season to get something on the board. So this is a story of G.I. Jane. So I began hunting last year, and I think I mentioned it before, but I only sat out a total of like 5 hours before getting my buck last year. So I would say that this is the first year I've actually put time in to hunt. So most of the season I didn't have anything, and I was starting to get a little worried. But I didn't really hunt hard until maybe, I don't know, honestly it was after Christmas, because we were hunting, I didn't see anything, and then Christmas comes around, it's always hard to hunt around the holidays, it's a very busy time. And then I think I kind of got hit with the reality of January 1st of like I have 1 month to get a deer, and the meat in my freezer is not existent, so I have to figure out how to get something so I have meat for this year now that the season's over. So January 1st get hit with reality, and I'm like, well, I really have to put the time in. So I was really hunting hard. I was sitting out in the snow, the rain. I know we filmed a blind luck where it poured on me. That was a fun day. I sat out when it was 1 degree. I was freezing. I sat out when I was sick. I had pneumonia for a little bit, and so the cold weather really put a number on me. But I just knew that if I didn't put in the time, it wasn't going to happen, and I just wanted to walk away with something. At this point, I didn't even care about a buck. If it happened, I'd be super grateful, but I just wanted something. And I knew that there was a family about 8 does that kind of walked around, and so that's where my focus was. The does that are coming through, that's where I want to be. I just want to get a decently sized doe and get out and call it a season. All right, so fast forward, it's the middle of January. I'm starting to stress because I only got two more weeks left before the season ends, and then I'm out of luck. So I was hunting hard. I was seeing the family of 8 does. They were passing through, never really had an opportunity. But we had them on the trail cam, so I was kind of aware of the dynamic. And one doe stuck out to me. So the doe that stuck out, she was like a super alpha of the pack, bucking up, hitting the other does, kind of taking charge as they navigated through the woods. And I could see that clear as day on the camera. But I don't really think that I encountered her up until that point, just on the camera. So then the beginning of the second to last week of January, I go out, I'm sitting out there, it's freezing, it's early in the morning, and I see really far away the 8 does kind of working their way to me. And I can see them kind of navigating through this bush, and I can see her coming out first. She kind of gets close to me, and I see a Congo line of these 8 does, and I'm like, man, this is perfect. I'm going to be able to pick the biggest one, pick which one I want. I'm going to have a bunch of options. And as she gets closer to me, I don't know, and I believe the wind was in my favor most of the morning, but something must have switched. I have never seen a more aware and smart doe than this doe that spotted me. I've seen a lot of smart deer. They're very smart creatures, but she was on a different level. She smelled me, saw me right away. And I was standing there freezing, just like, oh my God. She stomped 4 times, kind of wagged her tail a bit, and immediately had them all turn away. And I've had does that have kind of spotted me before where we're just in a staring contest. They're not fully aware of what's happening. She was on it. And they ran away. I am freezing. I'm cold to the bone. I go back inside. I'm all mad. And that's where I came up with the nickname. I said, she's like G.I. Jane out there. She's like a drill sergeant. These does are following her lead. There's no way I can win this. So I warm up and I'm like, I'm not going back out there till the evening because there's no way that she's coming back, especially during the light after spotting me. I don't even know how she spotted me. It was crazy. And then I go back out and I don't see anything. They're probably 14 miles there. She probably knows my name, my address, and everything. She was that freaking smart, I swear. And I'm mad. Now I have I don't want to have beef, but I'm it was so fast, and I was like, I just want to doe before the season ends. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come out tomorrow. But then I checked the laws and I can't hunt on Sunday. So I'm like, perfect. So I have Monday to Friday to get a doe. So Monday at work, I was sitting there twitching, just waiting to get to the property after work to hunt these does. I come in, snow's still on the ground from the freezing day before, or the freezing weekend before. And I'm sitting there, and it was probably about 30 minutes before sunset. And they come in, I see one run right through, the one in front, and I'm like, that's G.I. Jane, we have unfinished business. And they all kind of were like huddling around. I looked at kind of which one was the biggest, but then oddly enough, they were starting to leave. Like they just kind of came in. It didn't look like they were spooked at all. They just kind of looked like they were done with this area, and they were kind of turning around. And G.I. Jane was the first one in, and luckily she was the last one to leave. So as they were walking away, I was like, I might not get another opportunity. I drew back. I was like, I hope you're the one. It was a decent sized doe. I shot. It got her. I watched her run off. I see the blood drip. Immediately called my dad. I'm like, Dad, I just got a doe. We got to go find it. And then we walked down the woods, and there she was. She had about 5 minutes of life left in her. But it was a very merciful death. She just kind of laid there and passed away. And then found out how out of shape I was, dragging her up through the snow, up to the light by the house. The next obvious thing, call Eric. I just got a doe. He is ecstatic for me, and he immediately drives over. I have the deer. He's super pumped. We get it gutted, and then take it to the processing place. And then a couple of days later, as you saw in the video from last week, the meat haul, got her back. And so. Although it's a doe, it's not that crazy of a story. To me, it was really, it wasn't about the doe and the meat at this point. I thought it was, but now reflecting back, it was that I put so much work and so much effort all season, and to just have nothing to show for it would have killed me from now to September. And so I was really proud of myself that I decided to hunt hard and, aim true, and actually came up with a doe. And so the meat only tastes better knowing how much work you put in. The buck was super great last year, but it was about 5 hours of work, and so putting a ton of effort in this year, can't beat it.
Hey guys, just got the call. I'm headed over to Garrett's house. He just got a nice doe, and we're gonna get everything cleaned up and sent out to the butcher. That's fucking awesome. Congratulations, Garrett. What's up, man? Congrats. Old son got it done today. We got a nice doe down. We got her all cleaned up. Got her in the truck. Good size. She's definitely gonna get some nice meat in the freezer. Congratulations, brother. So proud of you.
Thank you. So although I got G.I. Jane the doe, and it was a super epic win to end the season, she wasn't a buck. So you better believe I'm gonna be out there next year getting that buck. So stay tuned.
Hasta la vista. Este tuned. Cut.